Hello, today I'll be showing you how to solo Armadyl with gens. For the stats, you're going to want 90 range, 90 defense, and rigor. You could try with lower or without rigor, but I would suggest being on task. And for the gear, this is basically the best setup you can have, though you can downgrade some of this. The LA shield, you can replace that with Dragonfire Ward, and if not, then DFS or Crystal Shield. Armadyl, you can just replace that with Carols or God D'hide. Pegasian, same thing, just replace it with D'hide boots. The ring, I would strongly suggest taking this over archers because of the defense and the prayer bonus. Plus it has the recoil effect, which will do some damage to the boss. The anguish, you can replace this with fury, it's also solid. The helmet, you can just replace that with Verax or another Barrows helmet. The assembler, you can actually replace this with a range cape or a max cape, which is pretty handy since it saves you 2 inventory spaces. So for the weapon, for the main weapon anyway, I actually prefer the crossbow over the twisted bow because you can use it with the shield. Plus you're barely using it as a main weapon anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. Plus it saves an inventory space if you don't have a max cape. And finally for the ammunition, most people take diamond bolts which work just fine honestly. I just like to take dragonstone just because it can hit higher and they're a little bit cheaper. For the inventory, we have a twisted blowpipe. You can use at least Addy with this, though rune or dragon are fine as well. Black Chinchompas. If you're just learning, I would just take 500 just so you can get used to things. And for the Blood Barrage, I take a Kodai and an Occult. You don't need a magic top, it's just preference really, so you don't splash as much. And obviously you can replace Kodai with Master Wand or Ancient Staff. You definitely want Bones to Peaches since they drop a lot of bones. This will be like your main source of food, really. And then Blood Barrage pouch. And then 2 Trollheim teleports, 1 to get there and 1 to leave. The Explorer's Ring is optional. I would only take this if you have the Explorer's Ring 4, since you can also Alch. And for the potions, I would take 3 Bastions, 3 Sarah Brews, though if you're new to this, I would take 6 to 8 brews. And then just fill the rest with super restores. Also, a couple extra items you could take is an imbued heart as well as crystal dust, so you can turn the range pots into divine pots. Alright, once you're done gearing, just grab an ecumenical key and go ahead and teleport to Trollheim. Go ahead and use your grapple to get over to the other side. And just pray range if you don't have a Zamorak item, and go to this spot over here. This spot is good for logging out if someone's already here. So okay, so before we go in, we're actually gonna set our quick prayers right now to protect from range and rigor. Otherwise, Eagle Eye and Steel Skin. And also, we're gonna mark the boss as well as the mage minion, which is called Wingman Skree. And once you do that, we're gonna go in. And we're just gonna go to the southwestern corner of the room. And just wait for the boss to get there. Alright, he's right here. So we're gonna chin off the melee minion now. So once you throw the Chinchampa, stay targeted on the boss, otherwise he's gonna melee you. And it's pretty accurate, so you don't want that. Yeah, so just attack the minion and then stay targeted for 2 ticks. Alright. So now we're gonna go to the mage minion. This is a good time to eat because you're usually not doing anything. Just wait for the boss to get over the mage minion. Those little squares will help you line up. That way you can actually chin. And let's start chinning right now. Should almost be dead soon. Maybe now? Ah, there we go. Alright, so let's kill the mage. And after that we're gonna stack the 2 minions so we can blood barrage. Alright, we're healed up, so I'm just gonna go ahead and kill him. We can go ahead and alch that as well. Now it's also good to actually juggle your supplies, as it is with most God of War's bosses. So basically you just drop your stuff on the floor if you don't have any more room. If you see these little green circles, it's actually a timer, so if you go to the Runelight ground item settings, there should be a timer option. Just turn that on and you'll be able to see that for yourself. And we're just gonna go ahead and do one more kill. One more kill. I'm gonna go ahead and hit him before he hits me. And we're just gonna go ahead and chin again. Yeah, so right after your XP drop, you actually want to target Kree'arra for a bit, right before the next chin. Oh wow, God Sword Shard. Alright, let's go ahead and eat. And then hit the boss. And if for whatever reason you're not on Runelight, just line up the mage minion shadow on the southwestern corner of the boss's shadow. And that should work just fine. Right, let's stack the minions. Now, sometimes if your kills are slow, your stuff might actually disappear, so just watch out for that. A couple more things I forgot to mention. You can actually chain off the ranged minion, then the melee, instead of the melee to mage. And this actually is a little bit easier and quicker, though the only downside is you take more damage doing so. So I would only recommend doing that if you have an Ellie or if you have extra food. And finally, just be sure to keep an eye on your hit points and your prayer, because it's easy to lose track of that when you're focusing on chinning back and forth. So yeah, that's about all I have to say for this video. Hope it helps you guys out, and good luck on the drops.